In this video, I will be explaining to you why you are in a slump, and to do that, I will be asking this one question. Why do good guys always win? Like, what is it that makes that the good always triumphs over the bad? And, well, this is a thought that popped up into my head recently on my way home from the gym, where I was benching 300 pounds because I'm just built differently. And this is the conclusion I came to. The reason good guys always win is, well, because they don't. Wait, what? Well, yeah, they don't technically always win. Instead, there is a power shift between the good guys and the bad guys. Well, what is the reason with this? And, well, it is the way the universe is built. It is made to balance out the good and the bad. We can see this in several aspects of our world and as movies as well. Or in movies as well. You know, at the start of the movies, the plot is laid out and it shows our bad guy, and to be as racist as possible, we're going to call him Jamal, currently has the power shift on his side, on the villainous side. And as the movie progresses, the power shift goes from the bad guys to the good guys side, or our hero's side, Preston. Yes, I made his name as white as possible. And so Preston goes through his character development, and after plot armor save him, he improves to beat up Jamal, and then the good guys win. And now from here, when do the villains regain power? Well, the best way to explain this is not for me to explain it at all, and let my main man Vision from Captain America Civil War explain it to tell you.
I'm saying there may be a causality. Our very strength invites challenge. Challenge incites conflict. And conflict breeds catastrophe. Oversight. Oversight is not an idea that can be dismissed out of hand.
Boom.
So what he means by what he just said is that, such as in the case of any competition, such as sport or maybe gaming or even chess for some of you nerds out there, me, the guy at the top will always have new competition with different strengths and weaknesses that will try to take him or her down. See how I said her as well? I'm not sexist at all. Subscribe. Anyways, the point of this was to show that there is always something that causes new and stronger villains to pop up, that this makes the shift of power to go back to them, which causes our heroes to huddle up again once more, and through the power of friendship, kick the villain's donkey. Wait, not donkey. The villain's ass. Kick their ass. There is also a show called Teen Wolf, and for those who don't know it, don't try to start knowing it. It is one of the worst shows on earth. The collective IQ of everyone is less than 69, and a 3-year-old has more function in their brain than the characters in the show. But there is one good point in the show, that essentially their Gandalf character, if you would say it so, the older, smarter guy, not necessarily old, but he is the guy that gets looked up to in this show, and he has something known as the regression to the mean.
Regression to the mean.
Now, essentially, the video that I just showed you states that things balance out. As I stated earlier, the universe is essentially balancing itself out. It's like a ping pong table where the power, being the ball, being shifted left and right or knocked left and right from the paddles. Now, as I stated earlier, this can be applied to real life and real life events, and it can be also seen in historical events. If we look at this historical event known as World War I, for some of you that might not know, but what happened is the assassination of the Austrian Archduke Franz Ferdinand in Austria-Hungary set off a chain of escalating conflicts that led to World War I. In this war, there were essentially two main teams. Our good guys, the Allied forces, and bad guys, the Central Forces. The place where war first started was in Germany, backed Austria-Hungary, with the Serbia that was backed by the big and powerful Russia. And in that time, they didn't even have or need a shirtless Putin. So you have to know Russia was a guy that ate his vegetables. Later on, a few other countries joined, and in the end, the Allied forces won. USA, USA. Okay, not it was only USA, but it's close enough. You know, fun. It's fun to say. So what we have was a bad thing that set off a worse thing. The assassination was bad, and it caused the worst thing, war. cost millions of people's lives, but after war ended, the power shift was back on the good guys' side of the ping pong table until the universe decided that, you know what, World War One wasn't a historic enough event. Let's say World War Two, because people didn't die enough already. And the same thing can be applied to my sad country's economy. During apartheid in South Africa from 1980 to 1994, the economy was not great, which, let's face it, is not really something new in South Africa, but it was still rather bad. In 1994, when Nelson Mandela became president, South Africa's economy skyrocketed, its GDP growing at around 3% and doubling in around 8 years' time, and before everything went to again. But that's just the way of the world, I guess. South Africa's ping pong table is just professional players. Now, what is the main idea behind this? What is the point of me answering the question, why do good guys always win? Well, it is to show you that things are not always going to be bad. But you can also not expect things to be good. If your life is currently not what it's supposed to be, well, it will get better. But one has to remember that it's not just going to magically happen. Every single power shift had an action behind it. Something that pushed it to move to the other side. Something that made it have to go to that side of the table. And then the ball may or may not have gotten glued to that side. Sometime after a while it will unglue and things will become bad again, or things will become good again. But that is what life is. It teaches us to appreciate the good times in life, and that because they are not always going to be there. Thunderstorms are what make us appreciate sunny days, and something as horrifying as death are what make us appreciate life. So don't give up, because things will turn around. Maybe not now, maybe not even tomorrow, but keep going, keep getting back up, and kick your ping pong opponent in the nuts. And say that the ball is going to stay on your side. Now I will leave you with this quote. My grandfather walked 10 miles to work every day. My father walked 5. I'm driving a Cadillac. My son is in a Mercedes. My grandson will be in a Ferrari, but my great-grandson will be walking again. Because tough times create strong men. Strong men create easy times. Easy times create weak men. Weak men create tough times.